This is the O2C Media Network. Your Lordship. Yes. Yes. Um, are you guys ready for the football season? Yes, we are, and I can't wait to Manchester City do it again. Wrong season, sir. Wrong season. Oh, wrong season. Wrong football here. It's football. Oh, you don't mean football as in soccer? No, we don't. Well, your football is something I truly like. In fact, I'm rooting for the Detroit Lions. Well, good for you. Why? Well, let's just say the Leicester City team was like the Detroit Lions. They were the walking mat of the Premier League, and then they won it all. The Lions were one win away from becoming the Leicester City of pro football. But now they got another chance. Wait, guys, you two talking football? Yes, I'm getting used to American football. We better get this show started before something else happens. Go forth. Live from the Tom O'Neill Memorial Studios on the fourth floor of the Park Forest apartment complex. This is Steve Sporty Balls, and here he is, the one and only Steve Huxley. Hey, good evening, everybody. Behind the Desi microphone, we welcome you. And if there's one thing I keep forgetting to do, it's to make sure everyone knows we're on the air. So here we are. So here we go. Okay, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Glad you're here. Glad you be anywhere, folks. Let's face fact. And I'm just stalling because I got to let everybody know that our little show is on because I came home a little late. But fear thee not, folks, because things are looking good. Anyway, everybody asks, hey, what's going on, Steve? Well, simple. I'm slow at my age. I had a good birthday, and I've already talked about it. So there you go. So what's going to happen now? Anyway, folks, I will tell you this. We got a great show tonight. And we're going to get started in just a moment. Okay, here we go. Face to face, a couple of silver spoons. That's good. Okay, we've done our duty. Our duty is proud, and we're glad to be here. If not, we're glad to be somewhere. But folks, let's get to it. We wasted the monologue, so let's just do this. I gotta remember to do things early. There's a lot of things I gotta remember. Anyway, let's get to some news. And this may be a hard pill to swallow for those of you who love the college game. A major turning point in college athletics came to fruition Thursday when the NCAA Board of Governors and every Power 5 conference agreed to settlement terms in the landmark House versus NCAA lawsuit. The resolution promotes to change the college athletes' enterprise, however, by effectively ending its long-standing amateurism model. For the first time, schools will directly share a portion of revenue with athletes. Scholarship and roster rules are expected to change. Major athletic departments will help pick up a massive check in back damages. Most significantly, the case should help provide some let's see here. I lost my fucking place. Excuse me for saying that. The case should help provide some legal protection for college athletes as it heads into the future of the NIL era. The proposal, now greenlit by college athletics decision makers, heads back to the plaintiffs for approval. Then the full group will go in front of a judge to formalize the settlement and institute it. This process could take several weeks. Now, here's how the inevitable settlement will impact athletic departments and the on-field product in the coming years. And yes, indeed, the Big Ten, the SEC, they win again. Lucky boys. Especially among power conferences. Now, the financial hit for athletic departments, especially among power conferences, will be exorbitant. The NCAA will take on a lion's share of the cost via reserves, insurance, and budget cuts. But the schools themselves are still on the hook. According to documents obtained by Yahoo Sports, power conference schools are expected to fork up as much as $30 million per year over the next 10 years to cover revenue sharing distribution, back damages, and expanded scholarship cuts. Now, if you wonder why Texas and Oklahoma went to the SEC while USC and UCLA defected to the Big Ten, it was because of the potential cost of that which we love to say cost of litigation played a significant role. A massive new Big Ten television contract could essentially fully cover the costs of the new reality for the Trojans and the Bruins. For other schools, it won't be as simple. The ACC's total ESPN TV deal cleared $30 million annually per school only in the past few seasons. The ACC and Big 12 both distributed approximately $44 million per school overall. For comparison, the Big Ten TV contract alone could be worth more than 75 mil per school annually. New money from the expanded college football playoff could provide some buffer too, as Power Four schools jump from 5 mil per school to at least 12 mil per school under the new system. Now, the settlement comes out to nearly 2.8 billion in damages over the next 10 years. The NC2A will take on 40% of the total cost, with 60 coming from withheld distributions to Division One institutions. Out of that latter number, 40% will be paid by the legacy Power Five, 17% from the Group of Five, and 22% from the Football Championship subdivision, with other compensation coming from non-football conferences. Costs to legacy Power Five schools be between 1 to 2 mil over the next 2 years. Based on a memo obtained by Yahoo Sports, Group of Five schools will lose approximately 40,000 annually, with FCS programs losing closer to 280,000. However, the settlement price is only one small piece of the much larger cost. And where will that money come from, you may ask? Well, we're going to tell you. The entire system of college athletics was built on the idea of an unpaid labor force, with the highest costs in the sport eliminated. Universities were free to spend nearly unlimited money on coaching and administrative salaries. Facility upgrades, and more. According to a USA Today analysis, programs wasted nearly 200 million on coaching buyouts alone during the 2023 season, an incomprehensible and frankly offensive amount of waste. Considering that the bulk of coaching salaries comes from booster fundraising, it remains unlikely that high salaries will go away completely. However, programs will have to be much smarter about spending limited resources. The focus on facilities has lessened as name, image, and likeness, or NIL NIL payments take focus, and that should only increase now. Of course, some athletic departments may have to make difficult decisions to deal with budget shortfalls, especially for those on the periphery of the Power Four. Cutting sports or scholarships could be on the horizon. Stanford, which has the biggest athletic department in the nation, is set to receive approximately 30% of an ACC revenue share to start when it switches its conferences in the fall. The NCAA is considering removing the cap on guaranteed scholarships across sports. Instead of limiting compensation, the NC2A would attempt to protect competition by focusing on roster sizes. Right now, football teams can field 120 players, but are limited to 85 scholarships. In a future system, rosters could shrink to 100 players, but all of them could be on scholarships. That's not even considering or counting supplemental income from revenue sharing. There are already examples of programs using direct name, what was it called again? Name, image, and likeness payment to get around scholarship rules, like the former five-star defense back Cormani McClain transferred from Colorado to Florida. But while football is the big fish, other sports could truly reap the benefits. Baseball teams are limited to 11.7 scholarships on a 39-man roster. That could change, but Title IX implications could also be significant, as schools would then have to fund 27 additional scholarships for women's sports. The increased scholarship obligations will be yet another major cost for universities. Not every program will be able to handle them, which would create yet another gap. And let's not forget revenue sharing. That's right, that's coming too. The NCAA in college football have fought hard against direct play or pay to play payments from universities to players over the years, but that effort ends with this case. As a condition of the settlement, athletic departments can begin directly sharing revenue from television contracts and ticket salaries with athletes. On the program level, the settlement would create a system in which approximately 20 million is distributed to players. That amount represents an estimated 22% of annual uh, revenue for Power Four schools, but it will hit mainly programs disparately. Disparately, UCLA's 22-23 operating revenue, for example, was approximately 105 mil per Sports Co. Ohio. States, conversely, was nearly 280 million. Now, the cost could also prove overwhelming to the group of five. For example, Louisiana's Monroe reported a total athletic budget of nearly 19.4 million, while ULM and programs like it will not be required to pay athletes. It'll only increase the divides between the haves and the have-nots. But still undecided, well, frankly, is how will revenue sharing, or excuse, is how revenue sharing will work. While the settlement opens the door for revenue sharing, it does not say any terms for this practice. These details will be ironed out over the next several months. The details could radically impact how effective the parachute is over the next several years. Now, the vast majority of NIL collectives pay money to football and men's basketball players. For example, Washington basketball transfer Great Ozilbar reportedly landed a 2 million NIL deal, which would take up nearly 10% of a university's entire revenue sharing budget. Where factors like Title IX taken in effect, the NC2A will have to set off ground rules on how money is divided. Potentially, the NCAA could decide that all athletes at a school or a specific sport should receive the same payment instead of negotiating and offering individualized contracts under the cap. That would seemingly kill or keep the door open for the collectibles. What did I do? Anyway, in some ways, NCAA President Charlie Baker tried to prepare for this moment last year. He proposed a revenue sharing model in which schools could opt into a new legal classification of college football, similar to how the Power Five was granted. Automat- o- autonomy status. Oh, oh, hmm. Okay. Under Baker's proposal, programs that opted in would directly pay a certain amount of their players through a trust with minimum 30,000 per year for half of their example. Okay, man. Hey, Matt, Ed, and Eddie, how you doing? Glad you could be with us. Now, under Baker's proposal, programs that opted in would directly pay a certain amount of their players through a trust, with a minimum of $30,000 per year for half of their athletes. Hmm. Let's see. Membership in the top division would require updating uh, one's ride into these prediction books. So you see the the um, the widow, not get on. Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, in some ways, NC2A President uh, excuse me, Charlie Baker tried to prepare for his moment. Last year, he proposed a revenue sharing model in which schools could opt out of the Michigan land. Okay. Oh boy, this might put me out. We've got a one-man band up in the oh, oh boy, I tell you, birthdays can totally wipe you out. Oh boy. Okay. Um, it's gonna be one of these nights. So get ready for another week of fun and fiesta. Mm. I'm sleepy. That's what I am. I'll be glad when we get this done. Mm. Oh boy. Mm. Okay. Well, oh boy. Mm. Let's uh, let's get to the scores. That way, I can adjourn for the night. I think we're going to. Well, I want to say beam me up, Captain, but I guess the Oakland ways to do it is. All right. I did not come to quibble. So, okay. Let's go to the scores and we will cut it from there. Okay. In the NBA, game two of the East Conference final, with about 28 and a half minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, the Celtics lead the Packers 126 to 110 at the Charles Schwab Challenge. Charlie Huffman garnered a -5. Never no, Davis Riley put down. Well, I'm gonna put down anyone. He wanted to see the new boat, and it's not bad. Right now, Charlie Hoffman leads after round one of the Charles Schwab Challenge. Uh, Testafon will be nicely adjudicated. Yes, thank you. Okay, Hoffman is in first with 5, and a log jam in second place with Davis Riley, S.H. Kim, Martin Laird, Brian Harmon. Damn it. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Wow. I'm not doing well, but here we go. Bottom of the ninth, Orioles lead the White Sox 8-2. Final scores: Yankees over Mariners 5-0. Giants over Pittsburgh 7-6. Phillies over Rangers 9-2. Philly, yes. Okay. Oops. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. We are chomping fast, folk. We're going to try to find the scoreboard again. We're going to try this. Okay. Mm. Oh boy, this is it. Bottom of the ninth, Orioles about to win. They're leading the White Sox 8-2. Yankees shut out the Mariners 5-0. Giants, well, after you're sitting in your ass. Oh boy. Okay, I'm awake. Let's get this over. Yankees 5, Mariners nothing. Giants over Pirates 7-6. Phillies over Rangers 5-2. Uh, Final in 10 innings, Padres over the Reds 6-4. Braves over the Cubs 3-0. Final in 11 innings, Athletics over the Rockies 10-9. Blue Jays over the Tigers 9-1. In the National Hockey League, in the third period, early in game one of the Western Conference Finals, the Oilers lead the Dallas Stars 2-1. In some soccer action in Liga Mexico, Cruz Azul and America tied at 1. Series A, Cagliari lost to Fiorentina 3-2. In the NWSL, in the 31st hour, Angel City and San Diego are tied at goose egg. In the WNBA, one game is still in progress. 6:09 left to play in the second. Mystics by 3 over the Mercury, 33-30. Final score is Sky over Liberty, 90 and 82-81. And in overtime, the Lynx lose to the Suns, 83-82. So that is what we're all chipping about. Okay. Wow, I'm going to make it. I'm hoping I'm making it. Oh, God. Okay, I think um, we're going to take a bit of a break. I'm going to get me something hot and something drinkable so I can at least make it all the way to 11:05. Actually, 11:10. So give me a moment. We'll be back. Uh, let's see. Tonight's edition of Steve's Sporty Balls is brought to you courtesy of Lopez Taco House in Albion. Want the best homemade Mexican food? Go to Lopez Taco House in Albion and you will love every minute of it. I'll be back getting a drink. Boy. Getting a drink. Getting a drink. Yeah. And Your drink, American, but you'll have to do. We have an emergency on our hands. Oh, man. Okay. Mm. Okay. Wow. Uh, Sorry I fell asleep on you folks, but it has been a long day, and tomorrow is going to be even longer, I'm afraid. But we're going to get it to work, folks. We got no choice. You gotta do it, man. You gotta kick some butt somewhere, somehow. Mm. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Mm. Whoa. I hope we didn't do what we did. Oh no, it's up here. Good. Let's see. If you're wondering what's going on, I'm preparing some hot cocoa that should keep me awake. Well, I hope so. Because tonight at supper, I had tuna noodle casserole with ramen noodles. Yeah, tell me I don't know how to make food. Hey, but I know who does, and that is the Lopez uh, family, whose Lopez Taco House is an Albion tradition, and they got pretty damn good food. I should know. I went there, and their chimichangas, their burritos, everything is homemade. You got to try it. It's a Lopez Taco House in Albion. Call them. Let me see if we can do this on the proper link here. Okay. Um, okay, we're going to do this commercial. We're going to do it now. Okay. It is they got a kids menu. They're reasonably priced. Good stuff that they got. Lopez Taco House. It is delicioso. And a menu that will knock your socks off. I guarantee you. I mean, it's incredible. The chili con queso, the taco, the chicken fajita. Um, you got chicken wings, breaded mushrooms, Mexican fries, mozzarella, cheese enchilada, taco, chicken tenders, beef enchilada, flour tortilla, taco in a bowl, taco dog, hot dog, the entrees, chicken fajita, carne quesadilla, Mexican din din, combination plate, taco plate, chicken taco plate, cheese enchilada plate, beef enchilada plate, chicken enchilada plate, combo enchilada plate, beef wet burrito plate, junior beef wet burrito plate, a chicken wet burrito plate. So much great stuff. You got to go to it. The It's over at the Lopez Taco House. I'm incredible stuff. Lopez Taco House. And we're going to keep mentioning them. Yep, Lopez Taco House in Albion. Let us Show you just where. Yes, we're going to show you just where if we can get it right. Jehoshaphat. Let's see here. I'm going to get 205 North Superior Street, Albion, Michigan, 49224. For more information and everything else you want to know about, call 517-629-2800. They do not accept reservations. This is truly a beautiful place. Lopez Taco House, 5-star Mexican food. What more can you say except ole? Yes, sir. Okay, let's get with it with more scores, and then we're going to say bye-bye to y'all for another day. Easy's going to be fun. At least we hope so. Okay. Do we have any other pieces of Drexy Marexy? Is there any MLS? Any, no, oh yeah, here we go. We got an entire Americana division here. In MLS Next Pro, Toronto beat Carolina 2-1. In USL League 2, it was Twin City over Hill County, 3-2. 3 games are about to go underway. Flatrons Rush in Salt Lake City. CISA and Utah United. Academia taking on San Francisco Lens. About at 10 and 11 o'clock. Even there's a game probably at midnight. In the NPSL East region, other games that will be played, the NPSL East region, the playoff game, Westchester United in Pennsylvania. In the South region, it'll be Denton against West Texas. The other South regional game, Global Soccer Pathways and the Jacksonville Armada. Wow, man. Okay, might as well just do it through it. In the USL W League, in the Great Lakes Division, all these games, well, one game just finished. San Francisco over Stockton Cargo, 3-0. All the rest of the games that we want to mention, they're tonight. Okay, let's keep the fun going and go to the basketball. Boston Celtics did in the Indiana Pacers 126-110. The Basketball Super League playoff, London defeated KW Titans 105-83. And in the WNBA, these are the games. Game's still underway. It's Phoenix over Washington in the second quarter, 40-36. Final scores: Chicago over New York, 90-81. And Connecticut over Minnesota, 83-82. And golly with baggy boobs. Let's see, we got some ice hockey. Yes, we do. Stanley Cup playoffs. In the third period, Edmonton leads Dallas 2-1. And that's it for scores. And quite frankly, we're glad. Yes, sir. We are glad. Okay. Tomorrow is Friday. I should be feeling a whole lot better. Anyway, let's get you some entertainment news. Some local entertainment news. Well, we knew this would happen By the way, before we sign off, I got a little something for you. But for right now, uh, hello, hello. Hmm. Now let's get here. Boom. And oh boy. Hmm. Let's see. Wow. Okay, in the media world, here we go. KPRC Houston has 12 staffers leaving July 1st after buyout offer, sources tell MikeMcGuff.com. This number includes previously blogged about departures of legendary chief meteorologist Frank Billingsley and news director Bernice Kearney. These buyouts also include individuals who work diligently behind the scenes in various departments such as sales, engineering, news photography, and creative services. Some of these individuals even hold crucial management level positions. Says one staffer, there was a ton of leadership and knowledge at once. There's been speculation that KPRC owner Graham Media Group was offering buyouts. As blogged earlier today, KSAT, Channel 12 in San Diego, announced 6 on-air talents are retiring in the next month, most likely as a buyout. We don't know. They don't know if more behind-the-scenes staffers were included in the group too. So there you go. Meanwhile, over at WDIV, Channel 4 in Detroit, 3 very prominent names have been mentioned as accepting retirement buyouts. Sports director Bernie Smilovitz among them. Maura McDonald, who hasn't frankly been heard from, and Rod Maloney are just 3 names bandied about as we get ready to thin the herd, as it's called. But also, if we have further, hmm, let's see here. We'll have a guy with homo hubi haba hubi. Ready? And this one, I think we knew about it, but still, it's news to everybody. Mission Broadcasting has sent a letter to Adele Broadcasting terminating Mission's agreement to purchase WADL in Detroit for $75 million. The FCC approved the WADL license transfer, but imposed a number of conditions that made the deal unpalatable to Adele and Nexstar Media Group, which helped finance the deal and would have run the station under a series of management agreements. The FCC imposed its conditions after ordering Mission to sell WPIX New York to an unaffiliated third party. Because it would be under the de facto control of Nexstar under a similar set of agreements. The FCC order expressly prohibits Mission from entering into certain portions of the shared agreements and mandates material modifications to certain of the sharing of said agreements. Mission CEO Dennis Thatcher said in the letter, the FCC order likewise constitutes an order that prohibits the consummation of the sales of the purchase asset contemplated by the purchase agreement because it imposes conditions on consummation that were not contemplated. Translation: the FCC fined Nexstar $1.2 million, but they also fined Mission Broadcasting $650,000. The conditions were they either had to sell WPIX, or they only had 12 months to sell WPIX to a independent, unaffiliated third party. Hello, Byron Allen. If they didn't do that, the other little choice would be they would sell WPIX to Nexstar Broadcasting. Nexstar Broadcasting, to buy that, would have to sell off about 20% of the stations that they own because they're a little bit over the archaic broadcast ownership cap of 39%. Mission would have made WADL a CW affiliate, but terminating the deal leaves Nexstar without a Detroit affiliate for its CW network this coming season. Adele Broadcasting CEO Kevin Adele, who built WADL, said he believes Mission broke the agreement. Said Adele, I think they violated the contract because they didn't use their best effort to get the deal past the FCC. He also added that when he talked to Mission President Dennis Thatcher, Perry Sook, CEO of Nexstar, and former Nexstar President Tom Carter, they never told me the severity of their problem with the FCC, Adele said. So before I signed the contract, it was really fraudulent inducement. Adele said Adele did not say whether he planned to sue Mission or Nexstar. I had the deal to sell the station for $75 million. I wasted a year of my time in legal fees. I'm kind of tired of Perry Sook. Adele said that Nexstar and Mission still have two problems now that the deal to acquire WADL has fallen through. Their first is finding an affiliate for the CW in Detroit, which has been at several stations, including WADL, in the past few years. Adele said there are no full power stations left in the market for CW to turn to. Being on digital multicast channel is no good because those aren't rated by Nielsen, which makes it hard to sell advertising. Also, the sports that Nexstar has acquired for the CW won't look good in standard definition on a digital channel. Adele said, I believe the need is still there. He needs the station. He needs Clear Detroit by August 31st. Now, if Nexstar still thinks it can find a way to buy WADL, the price is going to be $75 million. It'll probably be about maybe 50 of Nexstar's about 280 stations. Might cost them that much. The other problem for Nexstar Mission is that the conditions the FCC put on the acquisition have disappeared because the deal was terminated. Those conditions will make it difficult for Mission to buy more stations and have Nexstar run them. Anytime Mission goes to buy a station down the road, those 6 conditions are going to come up. The conditions might only threaten the sidecar stations Mission already owns that are managed by Nexstar. So we're going to have to find out what happens there as well. Ooh, got it, GBs. Let's see what else here. TNT has struck a deal with ESPN to share rights to the college football playoffs. Not bad. NBC reveals Olympic commentators. Let's go find out who they are, shall we? Well, we can't do it from Ad Week. Oh, yeah, we can. Some of them we can tell you right now are Mary Carrillo, Andrea Joyce, Jimmy Roberts, alongside previous announced on-air talent including Willie Geist, Sam Brock, and Ann Thompson, which ain't bad. And once again, they pass the Hall of Fame boxing announcer, my good friend Claudia Trejo. She'd be great. ESPN's Dallas Cowboys and NFL reporter Ed Werder ends a 26-year run at the network. And Nick Cannon's talk show launches on Prime Video next week. I thought his talk show got the poo can. But Nick Cannon will host a talk show on Prime Video and Amazon Freevee called Council Culture, and based on his podcast of the same name. It premieres June 6th, 9 episodes. It's going to be a very interesting talk show, so hopefully you all get to see it. Okay, we are nearing the conclusion. We got, well, look at it this way. With the exception of my sleeping, yes, I admit my sleeping is a little problematic, but at least mm, we are getting the show complete. And for the first time ever, I'll say, for the first time ever, there we go. Thank you. Um, just want to make mention there may be some days that we don't have a show because uh, I've got a few things I got to do tomorrow. But don't worry, it's all self explanatory because someone very special is returning to this very program, nay, this very humanage. And I will tell you this, I need her very much. So she will put a balance on me and make me literally happy again. So please join us. Can't tell you more than just that, but you'll all be surprised. It's someone you all miss, and she is back. She will be back here. You can bet on it. Now, with that said, we will be back tomorrow night with some fun, some thrills, some chills, some spills, and everything else you can think of. Sorry if I went to sleep on you 3 times. It's been a tiring day, but thank God for the night. Till then, Steve the Backsman Baxley saying for Matthew the Wizard Nichols, Jay the Brain Man, and everybody else affiliated with this broadcast, thank you for watching, despite the fact I fell asleep 3 times. I'm going to try not to fall asleep much more. But, folks, thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, 10 o'clock for sure. Good night, everybody. Be good. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the good, kind, and considerable folks at the L2C Media Network. I need to take the weekend off, but I know better than that. We'll see you Friday night, everybody. Have a great night. Be well. It was a good stream until I went to sleep, but I woke up quickly. Thanks, everybody. See you soon. See you tomorrow, actually. So long.